going up, and I know that they waited. They waited and waited on us.
600 yards and 9 touchdowns.
Yeah.
This is really great for this kid. He's really shown that he is a force to be reckoned with. And we saw that last week. Allen recognized that. They had him double covered the entire time, which actually in the fourth quarter left an opportunity open for Prosper that left Tyler Bailey uncovered, which, Braden, I think that was your game changer last week.
That's right, Maggie, but we'll talk about that in just a little bit.
Yes, and another player that I need to say this before Tyler can beat me to the punchline.
Get out of the way.
We all know him, starting running back JT Lane.
There it is.
He's a powerful force on this offense, and we talked a little bit about him the first game, that last year he didn't get a lot of playing time, and he was averaging about 186 yards to cap off the season. Fast forward to tonight, he's already at 871 yards. And like we said, Hayden was double teamed. JT was a lot of pressure within the pocket. Didn't leave room for him to get as many yards as we usually see him. But mark my words, tonight I'm looking at him to exceed 1,000 yards.
Whoa, okay. That's impressive.
I like that.
That's really impressive.
I
want to talk about some more impressive stats. Tyler Bailey. Last week he was the team's leading rusher with 56 rushing yards on 12 carries. He was also the team's leading receiver with 60 yards on 7 receptions. Get this, he also had Prosper's only touchdown of the night.
Very impressive.
Now I want to take a minute to highlight Texas commit Jake Majors. Very impressive player who was actually playing on both sides of the ball, O-line and D-line, last week against Allen. And as far as offense goes, man, he is a crucial role player.
Definitely.
Yeah, blocking left and right. He's setting up blocks, letting Jackson Berry, Tyler Bailey, and JT Lane. While they didn't have too much time in the pocket to move around, Jake Majors stood his ground every single time, play after play, and going up against opponents from Allen who are weighing in high 200s, low 300s, so very impressive.
And like you were saying, Tyler, he also played both sides of the ball, and I just want to put some emphasis on how well he did on the defensive side.
He was being double teamed most of the time.
Despite being up against 2 blockers, he still managed to get a few tackles here and there and really just have that dominating presence on offense and defense.
Hey, but we can't forget, before we let this moment go, that he is officially an All-American now.
Congrats to Jake, for sure.
Yes, congrats.
Can we just take a minute to talk about how last show, Maya literally called Jordan Miles' interception?
That was impressive.
She did.
It was.
Look, all I can say is I call it how I see it. And make sure to keep an eye on JT Lane, because like I said, 1,000-yard mark, he's going to pass it.
That's bold, but coming from you, it might happen.
Yes, we are definitely quoting you on that one tonight. But I want to go ahead and take a look at Tate Nichols. He's a guy I've called from the very beginning, the very first show. He's shown out consecutively that he is the key part of this Prosper defense. Last week against Allen, he had 7 total tackles. This entire season, he's had 45 total tackles and 5 sacks. What more can you ask for from this kind of player?
That is true. And going along with that, talking about our D-line. Since the beginning of the season, we knew that this D-line was something special. We have a lot of seniors in our D-line lineup, but one thing that is about them is they're top ranked. All of those players play a big role when that snap comes. And like you said, Tate Nichols is very unique, and one player that's alongside him no matter what is Will Shreve. This dynamic duo, you can't stop them. They're pressuring the quarterback on the right to make room for Will to get a sack or Jackson to get a sack.
Team players,
Exactly, and when they're not doing that, they're getting the sack for themselves, or they're making sure we get that 3rd down conversion.
Now, also on defense, we do know last week was an incredible battle. But I do want to highlight Aiden Ciano, who is an amazing, aggressive player, who last week had 15 tackles. 15. Let me say it one more time. That's a 1 followed by a 5.
That's
incredible player.
Especially in high school football.
Absolutely. He's an aggressive player, middle linebacker who always looks for where the ball is and is ready, is explosive to go and wrap up whichever man has the ball. And on top of that, he's a rather vocal player, helping his teammates get set up, telling them what play calls, and just overall a huge asset to Prosper defense.
While we're on the topic of Aiden Ciano's performance, I want to talk about our game time game changers from last week. Now, we've had this discussion. Who actually won the game time game changer last week? I chose Tyler Bailey, who was the team's leading receiver, leading rusher, and scored Prosper's only touchdown. Maya, she chose Jordan Miles, who had a crucial interception in the second quarter to give Prosper some momentum.
Yes, and like you said, we talked about this off camera, and as much as I would love to go head-to-head with you right now, saying who did what and who did it better, we didn't talk about Aiden Ciano, who, Tyler, can you just say it one more time for us?
That would be 15. That was 15 tackles.
Just to keep in mind, for a high school player, about 10 tackles is already an impressive game. So 15 is unprecedented for this Prosper defense.
So I think it's safe to say, despite the fact that none of us called it, Aiden Ciano has won yet again another game changer.
With 15 tackles.
With 15 tackles.
If you didn't catch it the first
And now that's going to bring us to choosing our game changer tonight. Personally, I'm going to have to go with Will Shreve. Last week, he had 3 solo tackles, but he also was just that constant awareness on the field. In his outside linebacker position, he's either pressuring the QB or he's playing coverage back. But either way, he just has that dominated presence, and I feel like he's going to go off tonight on his senior night.
Yeah. Everyone's had their fair share of breaking the rules in this little game we play on desk, so tonight is going to be my night. My game changer is going to be the entire offensive line.
Ooh, I don't think you can do that.
Okay, hold on. Hear me out. I can do it. I just did it. So basically, what I'm choosing them for is because they are protecting Jackson. They're allowing him to make those throws to Hayden Metcalf. They're allowing him to throw to Tyler Bailey, and they're creating those holes for JT Lane, like you've said, gaining all those yards to run through.
That is a good argument. Now it is my turn to pick the last game changer, last home game, and our last senior night with everyone here on this desk. I've been saving this one since the first game. Let me tell you, this is my lottery pick. I'm putting it all on right now. Aaron Prideaux. He played offensive and defense last week, and look, his stats talk for him. He's going to go out with a bang tonight.
Now, for my final game changer, I'm going to follow in Maggie's footsteps just a little bit and choose the coaching staff, actually.
Oh, yes.
Okay, you know what? I can get on board with that. Shout out to Coach Wilson.
You know, I was half joking there. In all honesty, the coaching staff is amazing and helped lead Prosper to this incredible season. But for my real game changer, I chose them the very first game, so I wouldn't do it justice if I didn't choose them on this last one. JT Lane.
This is a
full circle ending.
Yep, full circle. They give me a hard time for choosing them and talking about him just about every game, but hey, I wouldn't have to if he wasn't a game changer. So finish it out strong, JT.
You know what? These are some excellent picks from all around the board. You guys will have to stay tuned on Twitter as we will say who won the game changer for tonight. But that's all the time we have for you. Signing off for the last time this season for Game Time, I'm Brayden Brandvold.
I'm Maggie Hale.
I'm Maya Peterson.
And I'm Tyler Winden.